Oh my god, 600k. Okay, so COV of 80k.
But because they full cash, they don't feel the pinch.
Right.
But to us as buyer agent, we can help you potentially save that 80k. But how much you pay? 6k?
Yeah.
Correct.
So you see the difference? So because you want to save that 6k, right? You pay 80k. To us is 小钱. To them is probably like I want to save the 小钱, but you lose 更多钱 after that.
Okay, ready? Let's go.
Nice it's solid.
Good introduction, Okay. Okay, so everyone, welcome back to another episode of Realtor Talk by Kna Reeltor Divisions. Today we are very excited. Okay, firstly, let me repeat again. My name is Spencer Ng and I'm the host for Kna Reeltor Divisions. So today we are very excited to have two of our very home family Kna Division members, Javiers and Jerlyn here. Right, so they are better known to their clients as J&J Properties. Right, so maybe a brief introduction about yourself, Javiers and Jerlyn. Right?
Ladies first, I guess.
Yeah, so we joined KND about a year ago, which is during last year September. And then, of course, we came in with low budget and everything. So we started off with the most budget method of prospecting, which is printing flyers and then going out to HDB to give out ourselves. So that is where we had our first step up.
Yeah, so we throw, we get rental, we get sales, and slowly we move with our KND trainings. We are able to learn more things to up our income and of course to achieve what we have achieved on what we did.
So the reason why we have Javiers and Jerlyn today and they are talking about HDB is because today's topic is actually very primarily centered upon HDB buyers for the resale buyers today.
Correct.
So I think we are very honored, and they are very well experienced in this market, the HDB market, to let us know about the topic today.
Correct.
So to add on to their success, right? I think they're very humble. They're not talking about their success, right? So Javiers and Jerlyn, since crossing over to ERA, they have been consecutively getting almost 6-7 months of 5-figure awards. And in September, both of them even cumulatively got a Centurion Award. So what a Centurion Award means, right, to the people out there who do not know, it's a 6-figure commissions in a single month. Right, so of course this is not done by one single deal, of course not, right? I think it's always a bit good to have consistency and everything. So Javiers and Jerlyn, 7 deals together.
Lucky
7 deals, 7 deals, lucky 7. So maybe Jerlyn, maybe I'll share a bit on what were these 7 deals about.
Okay, so for September, that 7 deals did not come easy.
Yes.
So I would like to highlight one of the deal that we had the most difficult in, which is one of the HDB deal. We were serving a Malay buyer. We were assisting her because she is over the age of 55.
Correct.
So her CPF has been locked
into a retirement account, basically.
Okay. Yeah, so we had to use part of her retirement account to purchase her flat. So in order to do that, we had to write in to HDB, to CPF, to and fro. It took us maybe about 10 emails or more, to and fro, like nearly a month.
Yeah, I think not just emails, we also call. That's our one part of our service. So to ensure the quick process. So a lot of ding-dongs, but I think we are happy. Our client is happy after that.
Ultimately, we managed to get her a flat that she wanted. So that was one of the really tough deals because consecutively, we still had to run all the, close the other deals, other 6 deals. So it was a very hectic month for us.
How late did we work to?
Wow. I still remember the day when we closed one of the deal at 1 a.m. 1 to 2 a.m. before we closed that deal.
Can definitely imagine. 7 deals is, if you average it out, means every 30 days divided by 7 means almost every 4 days you must close a deal.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so that's really insane. Of course, I think one thing that they mentioned that brings highlight to today's topic, right, that we have not yet to mention yet. It's about there's a constant correspondence with HDB. Correct. Because not every HDB buyer or seller out there is a straightforward case, right? Oftentimes there are a lot of processes or a lot of complications that come up, right? Definitely. Doing HDB resale or buying, buying or selling, right? So I think this is where agent comes in. So that brings us to today's topic today is, should a HDB buyer engage an agent for their purchasing? All right, so let's do a clip. Wow! All right. Okay, so I'll pose this question to both Jerlyn and Javiers, right?
Correct.
Okay, maybe before we begin on why should HDB buyer should or shouldn't engage agent, maybe we can talk about the basic timeline of a HDB buyer.
I think Jerlyn can share on this part.
Yeah. Okay, so as a buyer, usually we will advise them to go onto HDB website to apply for intent to buy. This intent to buy lasts for 12 months. So, of course, searching for a flat is not easy. It will take about 1 to 2 months to find something that you really want, to check all your tick boxes. And then thereafter, we will give the seller the option fee, and then the seller will give you an OTP form. And then you will have 21 days before you exercise this OTP form. So within these 21 days, you have to get your loan approval, and then of course to get the valuation. So, and also one tip for you, do remember that after you OTP, you have to apply for valuation. So if let's say you OTP at 11 p.m. and then by 12 a.m. on that day, you have to apply for your valuation. So this is something that a lot of people miss out. Yeah. And then thereafter, after the exercising, we will have a period of, depends on how long you negotiate with the seller. You have maybe 7 days to 30 days before you really actually apply onto resale application online.
Correct.
Yeah. So thereafter, you apply at resale application, then maybe you have to wait for about 1.5 months for HDB to send you an email for endorsement. In the endorsement, you will see all your details and every single thing very clearly to let you know how much are the costs and everything.
Correct.
Yeah. So after endorsement, you probably have to wait for another month. These are all estimates. So about another month before you have to go down to HDB for completion and to take your key. And then for some cases, sellers will request for 1 to 3 months of extension. So after the completion, you may not get your key immediately. You have to let the seller stay for 1 to 3 months. Thereafter, you will get the keys from your seller. And also,
one more. Let's share with them the tips that we usually advise our buyers also.
Yeah, so for as buyers, because after completion, your name will be in the HDB, and then you will have to pay for the property tax. But then again, do remember the sellers are still staying inside there. So maybe for that 1 to 3 months, when you pay the property tax, the sellers are staying inside there. After they move out, remember to get your property tax
and
from
town
them.
council fee lah, basically.
Right. Conservancy, everything.
Yeah, correct.
So total, I hear from them, it's a good long chunk of resale processes.
Correct.
Right. So I think estimatedly, how long does it take from the day they option out the OTP to the day they hand over the keys? What's the estimated timeline?
It's around 4 months.
4 months.
4 months.
So
Not
4 months.
including
Extension.
Not including extension. Correct. So along the way, why we want to share with you guys about the basic HDB resale timelines, because actually along the way there are a lot of things that could happen.
Yeah.
Right. We have a lot of cases whereby things mess up for clients and everything. And this is not a scare or anything. This is really not. I think today is an educational video, right, to let you guys know about the whole resale timeline and what are the things that can go wrong or can go right.
Correct.
Right. Because even just now when Jerlyn mentioned that the 7 days to 30 days where they submit their resale on the resale portal, right?
Yes.
The timing varies, right? You can put 7 days, you can put 30 days, right? What is the rationale for putting any number there?
Yeah, correct.
Right? So maybe when we move on, right? When we go on to the next topic is to maybe I'll pose this question to you, Javiers, as to why do you think, or maybe before we go, is there any
case studies? I think we have more than enough to share for this lah. I think one classic case is like, some people think that being a DIY buyers, right? They know everything. Right. They thought they know everything. So I got one classic case is that they really exercise before their loan got approved because they assume that their income is more than enough to get the bank loan. Right. So what happened was they called me for help after they know that, hey, I make a mistake. And then
exercise before bank loan, meaning you cannot exercise before your bank loan.
You can't.
Okay,
you need to do like what Jerlyn just mentioned. Evaluation, your bank loan must all approve before you exercise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exercise is like you double confirm everything you have can go through.
Okay.
So people didn't know all this kind of like knowledge.
Yeah.
And I mean, we are buying the biggest purchase of our lifetime.
Correct.
And you're not gonna do it like every single day, like unlike us. But for them, it's gonna be like 1 time off or 2 time off, max also like 3 to 4 times, depending how much you know about property lah. And this case was like they really exercised before their bank loan and they called me for help lah. So as agent, we try our best because to help them to mitigate whatever risk they will happen to them. Because once your bank loan is not approved, technically speaking, you can't even submit your resale application form. There's an error there. Yeah, so it's quite serious one, to be honest. Because you already paid 1K, you paid 4K, and the seller itself, right, might really exercise another unit. Right. So you cause a lot of parties to be involved. So one mistake, right, it seems to be very small, but
it'll be a ripple
it's
effect.
like it's a ripple effect.
Okay.
So all this, right, and not to scare you, lawyers, they can engage lawyer to claim and sue you. So this is quite serious in terms of like HDB processes. It's not like as simple as it is. So after that, luckily we managed to write into HDB. We do a lot of helps lah. We write in, bring the buyer,
calling,
everything, and then of course, thankfully the after being a DIY buyer, they appreciate our help lah. Then after that, they even give us the 1% commission that usually we charge in the market rate.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think for most buyers, right, when they want to DIY buying, right, their thought process, understand like, I mean, because I have all clients also who also thought of DIY buying.
Yes.
So their mental process before they DIY buy, right, is this 1% commission or any fee that the agents charge them. It seems very high.
Yes,
it's
correct.
They can save this $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, right?
Yeah.
So what is it that agents that like us can value add to them, so that this 4,000, 5,000, that 1% of the purchase price is actually very, very minute.
Correct.
Do you have any
I think
examples?
Another case I think I will share is like, okay, I got one friend DIY with his grandpa. His grandpa no think that he full cash ma.
Right.
So I don't need to care what COV, all this kind of thing. I just want full cash ma. So you all must understand that in our market, right, seller agent, right, have all the interest for the seller.
Yes,
they don't have any interest for buyer.
Correct.
So if you put in the very layman term, like it's like attacking lawyer and a defending lawyer lah.
Right.
Yeah. So defending lawyer's job is like for us buyer agents, right? We help to protect your interest, help to do all this kind of claim, and share with you the timeline knowledge, and make sure this whole process, right, is very smooth for you.
Right.
Especially you must think about it. After you buy the house, you need to renovate. All these timelines affect next also. Then next importantly, this case what happened was they thought she's gonna full cash, right? They go ahead, the agent put a listing of 700K. Seller agent say, hey, you offer 680, I can close for you straight away.
Right.
Wow, they happy. 20K discount, not bad. Offer already. Then valuation come out. Because valuation, you full cash, they really show how much the difference. Then they ask me for the SIS valuation. I told them, bro, SIS valuation 600K only. Huh? Means what?
Wow, this one
means I
oh my god, 600K. Okay, so COV of 80K.
But because they full cash, they don't feel the pinch.
Right.
But to us as buyer agent, we can help you potentially save that 80K. But how much you pay? 6K?
Yeah.
Correct.
So you see the difference? So because you want to save that 6K, right? You pay 80K. To us is 小钱. To them is probably like I want to save the 小钱, but you lose 更多钱 after that. So something interesting, and I learned but I told my friend, already done is done already lah. Then move on. What I can advise is that, 改次 if we need, then you can just find any agent. Because we are the expertise ma.
Correct.
It's just like you sick, go see doctor, right? You can DIY, eat the medicine, everything. No, sure, no problem. But end of the day, any future problem is a question mark.
Correct. Because there's no one to be accountable to also.
Exactly.
I think it brings us to the point that I think previously, right, I think a lot of buyers have the impression that, if I'm paying the commission, I can also find I can also go to different portals and I can search for the listing myself.
Sure.
I can own self reach out to them. Right. So why do I need to pay the extra 1% agent fee?
Yeah.
Right. But I think the point here is that, right, there's always a value adding service to agents that we offer to our clients. Right. As what Javiers has mentioned, right, a seller's agent, the owner's responsibility is always with whoever's paying him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because this is CA anyway, right? Our job, whoever we get paid by, we have to represent them.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right. So, end of the day, as a direct buyer that comes, right, there is no incentive for me, to think of your interest. Right. My job is to get as high as I can
For myself.
from my seller. They don't see it. They feel that, if as I come as a direct buyer, right, there is more incentive for the agent to close me. But actually that's totally the opposite. Right? I think the reason being because in a resale market purchasing, right,
exactly.
HDB, the general practice is right, HDB sellers pay HDB agents, right? And then the HDB buyer will pay the HDB buyer agent.
Correct.
So there's no co-broking that involves across the seller and buyer's agent. Right? So I think in this case, right, the most important thing that why people don't co-broke, right, which is wrong, is that maybe because they need to split their commissions.
Correct.
Right? In this case, there is no split at all.
Yeah, HDB is totally different.
Totally different, right?
Yeah.
And there's so much more processes. There's so much more times that you might.
Even complicated private. I mean, after we do on acceptance deals, right, we realize that HDB is so much tedious compared to doing private deals.
Correct.
And the difference is quite a lot also, to be honest.
Correct.
But to us is can help because bread and butter ma.
Yep.
Yeah, bread and butter for us ma. Since the day one we joined.
Correct. So this that you mentioned is a bread and butter. That's why I think the value adding that we have here is really end of the day hiring an agent to serve your interests, even though that 1% commission may seem a lot. But end of the day, what is it that you get to save on?
Yeah, you save a
Even
lot.
more.
Correct. It's not just on negotiation, right? It's not just on negotiation. There's also guiding you through different hindrances or stages, right? Like writing emails. Sometimes the buyers could be old, could be elderly, right?
Yeah.
The amount of CPS set aside for the next purchase. There's just so many things that can go wrong.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So I think any more case studies? I think we can give them one more.
To solid one.
To whet their appetite.
I think for us, right, we are quite lucky also. We serve a lot like Malaysians PR.
Okay, Malaysians PR. Okay.
Malaysians PR that is in Singapore. So Malaysian PR are more, are more willing to pay COV nowadays because they have to pay an additional APSD of 5%.
Maybe before we begin, you can tell them about how the HDB market is right now.
It's super hot, I tell you. Today, you never go and offer, it's gone.
Yeah.
As simple as it is.
That is the truth. Let me see anything. We do clapping.
I mean, clap for the sellers lah, but for buyers, it's gonna... That's why it's even worse. I mean, let's be honest, everyone has a job, everyone have 8 to 5. I mean, whatever job you're doing, you might not have the time to do the arrangement of like listing, finding listings, and to add on, like what Spencer said, sometimes our own teams, right, we will ask, we got this listing first before we post on our group. So before we even come to the market, it's already sold.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that is like why agent value add to our client. And I think we call about no COV or undervalued property, right? Like one of my client, we bought it at 390 for the HDB resale 4-room flat. Now it's really got 440.
Yeah.
Wow. So how long was this since the purchase?
6 months only because of COVID also lah.
Yeah.
So they bought during just nice the lockdown finish, right?
Okay.
Then they bought. At first they actually didn't want to exercise. They thought it's like a bit out of my budget whatsoever. But we as agents, right, we can advise you based on whether is this undervalued or not.
Because
what we
know the
see in the
market.
future. When they bought it, I think, bro, 恭喜你, you got 440, 50k already.
It's crazy. 50k, 440 is almost
6 months.
10% profit. Paper profit lah, but still crazy. Insane.
Yeah, but now people are willing to pay crazily COV because of like why the HDB market is so hot.
Correct.
I mean, to be fair, lockdown is here. PRs are finding ways to save more money in the sense of buying house is much better than renting a house.
Yes.
Correct.
If you all really look into market, in the rental market, right? It's what? 5 room for 3.1, 3.2, 3.5 also have.
Wow, rental now.
Yes.
HDB have like 3.5 It's quite crazy. So if you're a PR right now, you probably like that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I'd rather pay mortgage.
Because I don't know when COVID gonna end, right?
我宁可 own a house. Right?
I really can earn a house and it's gonna be market. It's mine. Then people are going towards the HDB market. Resale. And to add on, BTO, what happened?
Yeah, delayed. Right? We all seen the news. HDB is delayed, right?
So everyone is shifting towards resale market right now. So like I say, today you don't offer, it's gone.
Yeah, and this is not a scare anything. I think I totally agree with what Jerlyn and Javiers says. Right now in the HDB market, I think you've seen the news, right? For all of you viewers out there, you've seen how crazy the HDB resale market prices are.
Yeah, just go to the news.
And as practitioners on the ground, right, we can honestly tell you that this is what's happening now. Any good listing, be a 20 to 30k COV now, is deemed as normal. It's deemed as normal. It means if the house has no COV, right, it's rare.
Yeah.
Sometimes we will question, hey, 为什么没有 COV? 是不是有问题的? Definitely, there will definitely be COV because owners, they read the news. They know what their house can command. And imagine as the first owner that sold at 500k, next owner sure won't sell 480, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
They will base on 500k, then 520, then based on 540, then 560. It keeps going up like that.
Correct.
So this is something that's happening in our market now that we as realtors we see.
We see.
We see.
Because we're always on the ground, you see.
Correct.
We're always on the ground.
Yeah, we're always on the ground.
Unless you're always on the ground with us like this, then you will know what is going on in the market.
Yeah. So I think we go to the most important crux. Okay, so I think Javiers and Jerlyn, you are very experienced in helping your agents, not agents, helping your buyers.
We help our agents too. We share our agents how the secrets we did.
Correct. So I think you are experienced in helping your buyers get 0 to very little COV.
Correct.
Right. And this is facts, right? So maybe you want to share with them a bit on
how
how do you do it? And these are not old cases like before COVID. It's
during COVID.
During COVID,
yes.
Recently there have been helping multiple clients purchase their properties at little to none COV. So I want to pry your brain open a bit on what is it that you two do that we are able to you're able to help your clients.
As agent, we need our weapons, basically.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, and of course, we also, I mean, thankfully, me and Jerlyn, we are quite willing to learn. Meaning to say, we know how to negotiate through our K&D training. And then, with that being said, right, we know how the market works right now. and we know we do so many cases.
Right.
How to know COV or not? We can upfront can tell you beforehand.
Yes.
Of course, all the client that come, we also prep. Everything cannot be sweet one.
Yeah, cannot 100%
100% ma.
no COV lah.
But what we do here is okay, apps in one. Secondly, we study the past transaction. We know the market, how much Sengkang is commanding, how much Woodlands is doing, how much Tampines is doing, and some funny things. Buyer will ask you, 你做哪一区啦? You do which
which
district?
GTA,
I told them should be whole Singapore ma.
Yep.
Should be whole Singapore ma.
Correct.
Because as a realtor, we don't just specific to one cluster. We need to know the whole market so that we can give you more details, information, or even the pricing that how much you should offer. And that's the $1 million question. How much you should offer?
Yep.
How much extension? How much submission? All these things. So one thing that we do is we know the Singapore market because we are always on the ground.
Another thing is also we do talk to each other. So sometimes we have listings that we share with each other. Then as colleagues and agents to agents, probably we will talk about price and market, and then that's how we negotiate.
We double up our speed of learning also.
But to cut in, just to cut in here, because so I'm sure public info on recently transacted prices is available to the public.
Sure.
Yeah. So as let's say if I'm a DIY buyer, right, my mental thoughts will be, hey, I also can check on all these recent transactions, right? Let's say last transaction is 520K, right? I offer 500 lor. Means I agak win COV ma.
That's what you think, ma.
Yeah. So I mean, this is what most people are thinking.
Correct. That's
anyway,
exactly.
Right?
That's what
they based on last
thinking.
transacted ma.
Correct.
But I think one thing that they don't notice here is that this house of 520K, what was the reno?
Yes, correct.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. What are the things? So I think maybe you can.
I mean, one thing
more.
good or one thing value adding for myself and Jerlyn is that we I mean, after Jerlyn with me is quite a long, because I used to be an interior designer.
Okay.
So I know how much a renovation will cost and how much this person spent. Perceived value, how much.
Right.
So this is one thing that as some agents really have their background to share about how to do it. Of course, along the way, when Jerlyn go off more often with me, then we kind of like, we know how to really see this renovation worth how much or not. How much COV we are commanding.
Right.
Even we do for our selling.
We also will see the surrounding. If let's say one unit sells so high, why? And then why your unit shouldn't match the previous transaction because of certain surrounding and stuff like that.
Yeah, one classic case, like we did help our seller at Compassville. Still remember, very funny. So the seller demand very high COV price to sell.
How high? Wow.
Wow, 50 to 60K.
Okay. Wow.
Or
That's very
50,
high.
yeah, very high. At first I was like,
And the level is not.
I thought it would be because as agent we need to be very positive.
Right.
We need to we try to achieve what we can achieve for our seller or buyer. So this seller is very interesting. He said upfront, Javiers, no 50K COV, I don't want to sell.
And what's more, her unit is not high level.
Not high level.
Facing highway.
Yes, a bit unrealistic lah.
Yeah, so like cannot be. So thankfully, after I think 1 to 2 months of marketing,
I think less than that.
Less than that, yeah. So 1 to 2 months of less than that marketing, we managed to get it at what he want We break a bit lah. Actually, he wanted 500K lah. So we got like 505.
Okay,
Wow,
still 5K.
Wow, happy ma. Then afterwards, right? Tell me, Javiers, I want to buy a house, no COV. Wow,
This owner,
everything also want. So
don't know what to say.
This is normal. This is normal. I mean, who don't want to buy sell expensive, buy it at the lowest ma?
Right.
So how we did it was we negotiate with the so he bought an opposite block but higher floor So his 4th floor, right, we sold at 505.
Okay.
We bought a 6th floor 470.
一样。
And 更好, 更高楼嘛, still like an upgrade ma.
那他为什么卖 Why he sell 4th floor buy 6th floor?
Because he liked the location, to be honest.
Okay.
So he upfront tell me he want to cash out. So his purpose was to cash out. So our job here is to, we understand we listen to what your needs is to cash out So we cash out already. Next, buy cheap. Okay then we very stressed wow, how to find no COV. It's really, I say we really do a lot of hard work lah. We every day, I honestly it's every day morning, afternoon, night, right? We camp at the property group. Just to see just to see this listing or whatever listing is coming out. And then we need to negotiate because sometimes you might understand that seller agent will prefer to work with another agent. Reason may be very simple. If you put 2 offer, right, if a seller agent have to choose, right, they will probably choose the one with a co-broker agent.
Assuming both are the same
offer everything everything the same.
Status quo
Yeah, because end of the day, they want a smooth case. Seller agent don't want any like you know a bit come and test your luck to go through everything. Yes, maybe you hing some of friends tell you 自己做可以的 no problem but maybe your case not like that because your case might go a COV
right,
because you don't know You thought so too. So agents are always ready to prep their buyers. So that's one thing that I think from that case we learn.
And also there's accountability, someone to be accounted for.
So it's like back to the topic, right? 505K, 470, how we know? So we really know the trend there. The valuation there is around 450 to 470. So when we sold that price 505, right? Wow, the owner happy for sure. But when we offer, right, we make sure
There's
no COV. So you double happy.
Happy.
Oh my God.
That's why now I'll refer a bit more. I mean, if you see, think about it, you pay 2%, 1%, right? Then after that, you enjoy all the benefit. You save close to 50K. You add up whatever expenses you pay, right? It's still less than the thing that you save. So if you are a smart owner, right, you probably like, I let an expert do lah. Then I just focus on what I'm good at lah. Probably you're good at accounting, you're probably good at something else. Just stick to
which is what we summarize, So we've summarized for today. I think they brought up very, very good points, which is really engaging an agent. Firstly, right, it saves you a lot of time, right?
For
as
sure.
a homeowner, you have to be camping like almost 24/7 to make
Just
sure
to get
that
a
the
good
right
listing.
unit comes out.
Correct.
Right, and how much time do you have when you're working? Right, but for us, giving us this small amount of fee and lets you take everything away. Firstly, it's accountability.
Correct.
If anything goes wrong and you mess up, who do you scold? You scold. If you have an agent, you can reach out to us. I mean accountability. Right?
Javiers, what happened?
What happened? But if you do yourself, there's nobody that you can blame.
You have to answer
You blame
yourself,
Secondly, we know the valuations. We are on the ground every day. We know
the market.
We know the market.
Correct.
And thirdly, it's really negotiation.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, of
I mean,
course.
we are trained.
Correct. We are trained. We do it every day.
We are not like born with it,
Correct.
Like accounting skill is like trained out,
Correct.
Same as us.
So 各有各行的专家嘛，专业。
exactly.
So I think our skill sets is really on helping you achieve a good price. End of the day, our job really for that small fee is to what? Is to give you a smooth transactions process from the start to end. So at the end of the day, you move into your house happy. There's nothing they need to do. There's minimal effort that needs to come out from your side.
Exactly.
And if you ask me, I really think it's very worth it lah.
It's definitely worth it. I mean, you can even see our testimonies, everyone in KND. I think everyone understand and appreciate every single effort. And most of the time, it's become friends after that.
Yeah. And then we have a lifelong business.
It's like a long-term partnership, I would say, with your clients.
Okay, very good. Okay, this has been a long session, right? Almost 30 minutes already. Okay, so I hope you guys learn a lot more about the H3 resale processes. And of course, if there's any questions that you have regarding the purchasing, if you're in the midst of already purchasing and you need help, or before you start, right, you need any information, any tips, right? Of course, feel free to DM us, right, or reach out to us through our socials.
Correct.
All right, in Kenny New divisions over here.
Correct.
Okay, if not, we are signing out. So Javiers, Jerlyn,
thank you, Spencer, for inviting us.
All right, we'll see you guys soon. All right,
bye.